right. Thank you all for coming tonight. We're going to go over the presentation I have, and then I'll have time for questions and answers at the end. But if you want to interrupt with a pressing question during the presentation, that's fine too. Right. As you all know, I'm Esther Carey. What you may not know is that I'm also the founder of USA Pendeza Uganda. In partnership with Pendeza Uganda, a grassroots organization in East Africa, we're transforming lives, one child at a time. The great need in Uganda has a face. Jafari's birth by C-section cost his mother her life. With a polygamous, irresponsible dad, his future seemed bleak, and he spent 3 years at a baby home. Megan, this little girl, desperately needed life-saving heart surgery at 3 years old. Her mother, Jackie, hoped she would live, let alone attend school. What these children lacked wasn't potential, it was opportunity. In Uganda, thousands of children, 1 in 5, drop out of school, elementary school, because of poverty. Many are raised by single mothers or grandparents who simply can't afford to pay school tuition. Without access to education or mentorship, children face the risk of early marriage, child labor, and losing hope in life and in themselves. For years, well-meaning efforts have focused on short-term handouts, but those don't last. Families remain dependent, and children's dreams fade, as in the picture on the left. Notice how each person in the photo is standing, with only one simple bag of sustenance to offer. What the poor children of Uganda need isn't just aid, it's relationship, discipleship, and a chance to believe that their future can be different, as shown on the right. See the smile of Frank, a sponsored Pendeza student, as he shares an update on his life school term with a group of his peers. At USA Pendeza Uganda, we believe that every child matters, body, mind, and soul. Our child sponsorship program provides more than simple finances. Each sponsored child receives education support, healthcare and nutrition, as well as mentorship and discipleship. It's a holistic approach that meets immediate needs while nurturing long-term transformation for the child and his or her family. Let's look a little more in depth at each of these areas. Education. Pendeza pays the tuition of their sponsored children, but it's more than just that. Required items such as uniforms and scholastic materials are also provided. On the left are some of our elementary school children. On the right are our secondary school students. The Ugandan school year runs from February to November or December, during which there are 3 school terms. So instead of 2 semesters, it's 3 terms. Healthcare. Pendeza provides basic healthcare and nutritional support as part of the children's program. In addition, sponsorship provides for greater physical challenges, such as Olivia's need for glasses. This is Olivia here. She just got sponsored with a grant from our umbrella organization. This was her before she became a sponsored student of Pendeza, and this is her just recently when I visited. So you can see the boost in confidence and just joy too. Pendeza Uganda has even raised money from among Ugandans for this little girl's life saving heart surgery. So this is Esther, who was the first heart surgery patient that Pendeza helped. This is her right before her surgery. This is her recently. So third is mentorship and discipleship. We do not only care for the academic and physical needs of our students. Rather, the staff and local volunteers also invest in their mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. During the breaks between the 3 school terms I mentioned previously, all the sponsored students and many additional community children gather for mentorship sessions. These include singing, praying, Bible stories, character lessons, and so on. Also, in the longer December to February break, the older children can join a break camp, a week of worship, large group sessions, small group discussions, prayer, and even deeper investment. I'll let Claire, a ninth grader, tell you what the break camp last year meant to her. Let me know if you can't hear it.
My name is Claire. I'm in Form 3. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be sponsored. You have not only helped me in school, but I have also benefited from the mentorship program and the youth camps. I am thankful for attending the Research Break Camp, where I made a life-changing decision to give my life to Christ. I have learned to be kind and share it with others. My life has changed a lot, and I thank you for this chance. Your support has been a blessing that inspires me every day.
As Claire and many other children prepare to go into the new school term, we invite you to join us for prayer for their success and continued growth. Your support makes all the difference. Help us to keep the light of hope shining bright in the lives of all these wonderful children. Let us support, pray, and share kindness.
All right. So we are so thankful to God for Claire and for the role that had in her life. Unlike traditional sponsorship models, Pendeza Uganda is grassroots. The staff work directly with families, schools, and churches. They're not just paying tuition. They're walking with each child, nurturing faith, character, and leadership. Today, over 50 children are sponsored and thriving in school thanks to Pendeza Uganda, and more than 200 are being mentored within nearby communities. Through these relationships, children are discovering their God-given potential and learning that they are seen, loved, and capable of leading change. How Pendeza Uganda has grown. It was founded in 2014, so that's 11 years ago, and it started with 10 savings group members. They have a savings and loan association. There's now 1,500 plus savings and loan association members, 80% of whom are women. Even before 2014, they started with one street child who they sponsored to attend school. We'll get to hear his story next. And now there are 200 being mentored through the discipleship sessions. Hundreds of adults have been trained in entrepreneurship and parenting, and partnerships have been developed with Indiru Coffee, a local coffee shop there in Kampala, Deliverance Church Uganda, which is where the office is located, Edify Uganda, Women's Nonprofit Alliance, and Supernatural Marriage and Mission. Every number represents a story, a child, a family, a generation rising. People ask what Pendeza means. It's a Swahili word for love. Why Pendeza Uganda? Because God's love flows through the staff to their community. It's also the name of that first street child who the founder urged a group of friends from church to take on and sponsor. I'll let Pendeza David tell you his story in his own words.
Praise the Lord, church. My name is Pendeza David. I'm so thankful to Pendeza Uganda, the church, and my foster family. I was born on the streets with no family take care of me, but Pendeza Uganda and the church picked me up and gave me a home, a family, and a future. I'm so grateful for my foster parents' love and support since childhood. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where would I be today. I really, really love them. The church has shaped me into who I am, and I'm so excited to start high school after passing my PLE. I know many children out there don't have the opportunity that I had. That makes me so grateful and thankful.
Support Pendeza Uganda and make a difference in the lives of many more other children that need a chance to a better future. Your generosity gives more hope, love, and a brighter future. Thank you for making David's story possible.
The PLE is a sixth grader's exam. It's kind of like the SAT or ACT. Um, so it's a big deal. He passed that test last year, to many people's surprise, because when he was taken from the streets at the age of 6, he had no name, he could not speak, and he did not know how to live properly. Um, so he had to be sent to a remedial school to learn the basics, and then he joined elementary school. So he's about 17 now and in 7th grade. And he's just finishing up his 7th grade year. Excuse me. So the field is ready for harvest. There are thousands more children like Jafari and Megan and Claire and David waiting for a chance to thrive. With support, we can expand this model to reach hundreds more across Uganda, raising a generation of educated, Christ-centered young leaders who will transform their families and communities. The Pendeza Uganda team blends faith, professionalism, and purpose. They are led by a dedicated board in this picture here, including yours truly. And also, this is Christine. She's the founder and the executive director of Pendeza Uganda, and she is one of my Ugandan sisters. So I love her dearly and am grateful for being able to stay involved in her life and her ministry. Um, so Pendeza Uganda is also led by strong finance and program departments and community volunteers passionate about change. Christine individually brings over 15 years of experience in education, leadership, and nonprofit management, but above all, a heart shaped by lived experience. Pendeza isn't just her work, it's her calling. Now I'm going to introduce you more in depth to 5 of our neediest children. As I mentioned earlier, Jafari's mother passed away after the C-section that delivered him. Unfortunately, his father has many women and does not responsibly care for his children. Jafari has lived with his aunt and his uncle, this is his aunt, since he was 3 years old. They live in a rural part of Uganda, about 2 hours north of Kampala, in a village called Chiruli. The Pendeza staff met him in 2022 and decided to begin supporting him through sponsorship. Jafari, now age 14, attends 3rd grade at New Hope, Uganda, where I lived and worked for 4 years. He is also deeply committed to his faith as a born-again Christian and attends a local church led by my Ugandan mentor's husband for fellowship and Sunday school. Despite his challenging circumstances, Jafari has big dreams for the future. He aspires to become a doctor and make a positive impact on the world. With his passion, dedication, and resilience, we do not doubt that Jafari will achieve great things in life. 10-year-old Christine loves Jesus, even though she's had a challenging life so far. Her mother abandoned the family, and no one knows where she is. For a time, Christine lived with her blind grandmother. 4 years ago, a kind-hearted neighbor, Robina, took Christine in to care for her. To come alongside Robina, Pendeza is supporting Christine's holistic education. Currently in 2nd grade and with dreams of becoming a mechanical engineer, Christine needs sponsorship and support to continue her academic and growth journey. Don't ask me how she knows what a mechanical engineer is. Marvin is a 6-year-old cheerful little boy from Chowoko, the town near New Hope, Uganda. Despite being a half-orphan, having lost his father suddenly, he appears to have a resilient spirit. His mother, Rusty, is trying to raise 5 children on her own. Even though Rusty works hard to provide for her family, there's not much left over to cover the children's schooling. However, thanks to Pendeza Uganda, he and a sister are now supported to be in school. But they both need sponsors to be able to continue growing, both academically and spiritually. Marvin is currently in preschool, poised to move on to kindergarten next year. Abandoned by her mother at 2.5, Isabella lives with her blind grandmother, who I've met. Now Isabella is 7 years old and in kindergarten, but her grandmother's business of selling charcoal is not enough to send her to school. Isabella needs a sponsor in order to grow socially, academically, and especially spiritually. Megan was born with a life-threatening heart condition. Her mother, Jackie, had no chance of earning all the money needed, nearly $6,500, to save her daughter's life. But she heard that Pendeza had assisted another family, Esther's, with a heart operation, and so she came to the office seeking help. Praise God, he again provided the money through generous Ugandans, and the surgery was successful. Not only that, Jackie's eternal future was also secured when she believed in Christ through her interaction with the Pendeza staff. Megan, now 6 years old, is in school and thriving. She is in need of a sponsor who will help support her education and continued health care, as well as provide the resources for Pendeza's staff to continue mentoring and discipling her. Our fundraising goal for the remainder of this year, by the grace of God, is to sponsor all 5 of these children for the 2026 school year. We'd like 3 of those sponsorships to each be through single donor monthly donations of $40 that will continue beyond 2026. The other 2 children we'd like to be sponsored by individuals giving one-time donations, a total of about $1,000. Every life counts, empowering families, transforming generations. In God's economy, every life counts, and when one child rises, a generation rises with them. And here's some prayer requests for orphans, particularly in relation to Pendeza, Uganda. We'll come back to these if anyone would like to pray for them after I stop the recording. But thank you all for coming. And just as an update, we've received about $1,000 in one-time donations. So we've sponsored 2 of the kids so far, and we are looking to sponsor 3 more before the end of the year. If anyone has any questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can put them in, or you can unmute and ask your questions.
Esther, I'm wanting just to know more about the school system. So there are supplies and books that are needed in uniforms, but is it public education?
It depends. Our students are in multiple schools. So I know that some of the elementary school kids are in a public school, but public schools in Uganda are very different than public schools in the US. Public schools in Uganda, you have to pay tuition and you have to provide these things. So it's not like tuition-free schooling.
Okay.
But most of our students are in private school.
Okay.
Laura, in answer to your question, sponsors can communicate with their sponsored children if they wish to. That just involves letters that are written in Uganda, and at this point they're scanned and emailed to the sponsor. And you can obviously answer if you like. Also, when I went to Uganda this past time, I took a gift from a local sponsor to their sponsored child, and he really loved that, and they really loved that. And like I recorded a video of him saying thank you, and it was a really good interaction. So that's also a possibility if there's people going back and forth between here and Uganda.
So you've mentioned a number of locations, and I remember when you traveled, you went to like 3 different sites.
Yeah.
Is the staff mostly in one place? How do you find the children that you end up sponsoring?
All the staff are in Kampala. So that's where the main office is. Well, I take that back. There was a staff member in another town. There's still a Savings and Loan Association group there, and most of the sponsored kids come as a result of the Savings and Loan Association, because I think the parents or the guardians have to be a member of the association in order to have their kids be sponsorable.
And is that savings and loan linked to Pendeza?
Yes. Pendeza Uganda has three pillars. It's got the Savings and Loan Association, the capacity building training, like parenting and a class they call financial literacy to help with people starting their own businesses. And then the child sponsorship is the third pillar. So all three of those are part of Pendeza Uganda. Here at USA Pendeza, we focus on sponsoring the children. So we don't raise money for the loan association because that is self-funded.
You said they had to be a member of the Savings and Loan Association in order for their child to be sponsored, but then you also told us about some that had no parents.
Right. Every one of these kids has a guardian of some sort, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a grandparent, whether it's an aunt or uncle. So their guardian would be a member of the Savings and Loan Association.
Okay.
Pendeza Uganda does not have an orphanage at all. We support kids in their current living situation, except for ones like Pendeza David, who now lives with a foster family.
Okay, good.